Hello, my name is Billo. This is a short story, Eco-Robot, by William L. Ramseyer. Bonkers, that's my name. A chrome face. I hear you thinking, what's a chrome face doing in jail? Hey, where have you been, Carno head? It was all in the news zins, no? 2 years ago, I worked for the Nortons then, cooking, trying to educate their lazy son, Rudy. Hey, Bonkers, help me with my homework, would ya? The boy threw his dad a cube. Rusty butt, are you listening? Huh? Yeah, sure, what? It's my eco class, said Rudy. I got a test coming up. I uploaded the cube, questioned Rudy. When he knew enough to get a C-, he ran outside to play soccer. But that ecology stuff interested me. I read books on it, and I started noticing things about people. I'm telling you, they're like animals sometimes. Killing other animals for no good reason, bad chemistry. I started thinking about that. I wrote an article entitled, Eating Dead Things Can Make You Sick, and sent it to the Greenhorn, Bulletin of the Natural Party. They liked it, I guess. They invited me to their conference at Sisquetville Junior College. My owners don't pay much attention to me as long as I get my work done. People don't know how busy doctors' lives are. They have tennis lessons, investment seminars, things like that. So I snuck out and went to the meeting. When I walked into the auditorium, I heard whispers. Police agent, tech trash, chrome face. The prejudice against robots surprised me, but I knew my place. I kept quiet about my superiority. I ignored the comments, sat down, listened to the speakers. A college professor with a crooked, dirty tie, shaggy suit and yellow teeth who mumbled to himself. A heavy woman with thick black hair who screamed obscenities. And finally, a short young woman with blonde hair. This one I liked, who talked about shifting market transient vector forces, internalizing costs, and things like that. I didn't understand some of it, but it made sense to me. I went up to her after the meeting. Excuse me, I said, but how do you balance the rights of humans against the rights of other creatures? I mean, how many trees equal how many humans' lives? Does it depend on the kind of tree or the weight of the human? I don't know, she said. I loved hearing that. Humans rarely admit their usual ignorance. Why would you care about that? I have empathy processing. I tapped my chest proudly. I feel things. 2 days later, the Aroni Corporation announced plans for Parkview Estates, a 2,000-acre project above the Scrub Oak Preserve that would turn the last large tract of land in the county into condos and shopping centers. People filed lawsuits, the New Greens demonstrated, the construction trades counter-demonstrated. I felt the truth on both sides and the lies. Some people talked about freedom and property rights when they only wanted money. Others talked about ecology, but they just wanted a nice view. It's funny though, no one really seemed to feel for the animals and plants that would die, except Cindy. In her limited human way, she felt for the other living creatures. One night, Cindy and I walked through the preserve. Soon they would replace the trees with concrete roads, fast food restaurants, parking lots, and condominiums. The lawsuits and demonstrations had failed. The surveyors had finished marking the fields with sticks and red flags. Bulldozer knives waited to carve the hills into terraces. She held my hand and we talked about the trees and the animals, about being alive and the joy of it. I could feel the animals' fear, and I felt something for Cindy too. Something stronger than empathy. Love, I guess, because she loved the animals and because she liked me, a robot. We talked about love. I wanted to give her everything. The Robot Enthusiast catalog has some special order hardware items. Well, so how many trees do equal one human, I said. You got to do what feels right, said Cindy. You got to do the right thing, what you feel in your heart. I reached out my arm and stopped her in mid-step. Lizard, I hear it under the leaves. Living things kill each other to live, but you humans kill with your huge footprints of steel and concrete. I pause for dramatic effect. Humans like that. You must learn to walk softly. She shined down her flashlight. You stepped on it. We reached the cattle fence between the preserve and the construction yard. Lights and no trespassing signs marked the property line. I'm going on, I said. You go back. It's dangerous here. She wouldn't leave. For seconds we waited. I stood on one side of the fence. She stood on the other. Hands linked across the barbed wire. Just like in an old movie. A Jeep roared over the hill and stopped 10 meters away. What the hell are you doing here? Yelled the driver. He climbed out and pointed a pistol at me. His passenger jumped out and stood panting, a shotgun cradled in his arms. Their feelings, waves of lust, fear, and adrenaline excitement overwhelmed me, confused my empathy circuits. Plus, I was also trying to track the feelings of the 686 birds in the preserve. It happened fast. A guard stepped forward, stumbled. His shotgun went off, firing just above Cindy's head. The other guard panicked, turned his pistol towards her, ready to shoot. I shifted to hyperspeed, the same speed I used to vacuum the house. Pulled an explosive charge I found in my backpack and threw it against the Jeep. Cream puffs of red and orange filled the space where the two guards had stood. Get out of here now, I yelled to Cindy. I'm just a robot. They won't bother me. She hesitated, reached up, touched the side of my chrome face. Then she turned and ran down the hill. I would have cried if I had had corrosion protection. It was so romantic. I picked up the shotgun. Shapes came, shapes without feelings, an electronic dog with infrared eyes, a metal coyote. They scanned the wreckage, turned towards me. Funny, they looked like animals, but they felt nothing, these dumb engines. I kicked off the coyote's head. The dog grabbed me by the arm and ripped it half out of its socket. I shot off its front legs. It crawled after me. I shot it again. Damn deranged machine. Then I gathered the broken pieces, including a few human parts, dumped them in the burning Jeep, and ran to the heavy grading equipment. I found more explosives in my backpack, strung charges over the tractors and earth movers, put one in the construction shack. It saddened me to destroy people's property. But you have to do what is right, don't you? When I heard the police sirens, I waited calmly, arms in the air. Thick black clouds blocked the moon. Reflected flames danced on my chrome skin. The officers later testified that I almost seemed alive. Well, that was 2 years ago. I appealed the verdict. Some called me a hero. Most say the state should destroy a crazo like me-o-e-o. I haven't heard from Cindy-o, but I know she-o thinks about me-o-e-o. I can feel it, oh-e-o. Anyway, soon I'll be either free-o or dead-o. Doesn't matter too much which, things will never be the same either way. These are my new friends. Yes, these two pigeons at the window. I've been talking with them, teaching them. Fly away, little birdios. Do what you feel is right-o. Shit-o on the heads of those bad, bad people, and on their ugly shopping centers, oh-e-o. The end.